All right, breaking news here at home as a shooting in the Flats East Bank leaves at least 6 people hospitalized just hours after the Browns season opener. One of the people shot is believed to be a suspect, police are telling us.
Yeah, investigator Sarah Goldenberg, though, is looking into crime in that area on the East Bank of the Flats and the business that police boarded up in connection to this shooting.
Chaos broke out as gunfire erupted on West 10th Street Sunday. This surveillance camera catching the crowd running. Cleveland police say it all started outside of the Play Bar and Grill. After Sunday night's shooting and prior incidents, police boarded up the business on the corner of Front Ave. 19 investigators found that bar was previously called Anejo Tequila Joint. A customer was shot and killed there in the parking lot right across the street. Records show Play Bar and Grill's liquor permit holder is Giant Step Inc., which also held the permit when it was called Anejo, according to the Ohio Department of Commerce. We learned the permit holder has a history of violations. We found 10 dating back to 2019 regarding taxes and improper conduct. The latest one has been active since July 2024. We reached out to the Department of Commerce. We're still waiting to hear back for more details on that case. 19 investigators also track crime in the business area of the East Bank of the Flats using data from Cleveland police. We found more than 300 crimes reported over the last year, ranging from theft and vandalism to at least 20 stolen vehicles. And there have been at least 10 felonious assaults, some of those involving guns.
The city law director says the bar can appeal the city shutting it down. He also says they're facing other citations, but they're not disclosing those today. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
19 investigators reached out to the owners of Play Bar and Grill asking if they have a comment about being shut down and if they plan to appeal. We have not yet heard back.